So I had a video that I recorded last week or the week before, but I kept editing the video and I wasn't happy with it. I wasn't happy with it whatsoever, and it was an episode that I just kept replaying over and over, and I didn't get any value out of it because I had an idea and I didn't think I communicated it properly, and even with editing, because I don't edit much out of my episode, and so it needed so much editing to sound concise. And when that happens, it's just not a good thing. So I was talking to myself and I kept asking this question to myself. Is it imperfect or is it trash? Okay? And so I kept bouncing back and forth between the two, and I didn't even know what imperfect is. Like, did I do something wrong, or is it just as it is not good enough, or what is imperfect? Because I had a good advice one time in my life, and the advice was that you just need to do whatever you do. Because the advice was sometimes you gotta be embarrassed by it, you dish out, and if you don't dish it out and you feel embarrassed by it, then you just waited too long. Okay? But with that, it just felt different. It just felt like the quality was lacking. So I went to Google, like any scholar would, and I searched the word itself, imperfection, and its definition. And the definition, I've got it written right here. According to Oxford, it's the state of being faulty or incomplete. That's imperfection. And I looked back on my episode and I was like, is it faulty or is it incomplete? It's neither, so it's trash. Okay? So I just scrapped it. But it gave me another idea. It gave me an idea to discuss imperfection and what it is, because it's something that if I struggled with, maybe someone else struggles with. You know, because I kept asking myself, is this bad? Is it good? Is it okay? Like, how many times can I do something in my life and it just wouldn't be what I want it to be, right? And is that imperfect, or is it just me not being good enough? Is it lacking in quality? Is it lacking in discipline? Is it lacking in commitment? Right? Am I just not good enough for whatever I'm doing? Do I not have the skill set necessary? Right? Uh, to me, it seemed like if something is incomplete, that means there's something to fill that gap, right? So when you say faulty or incomplete, that means that something is missing, right? And if we're talking about human beings, we always talk about how we're imperfect and how we aren't as perfect as we want to be. So that means something is missing, right? Something is missing. But then, like, what is that thing? Do you even know what it is? And if you did know what that thing was, the thing that's missing, why wouldn't you just put it in, right? Why wouldn't you just go look for it and find it and make yourself complete? Which takes me to my next point, which is maybe it's not as easy as you think it is, because if it was, then everybody would be perfect, right? Common sense. But maybe that's the whole point of being imperfect, because if we were, and I'm not the biggest expert in religion, right? I'm not a priest, I'm not a sheikh, I'm not none of those. But when we talk about the concept of God created us in His image, we're imperfect. But does that mean that God is imperfect as well, right? And it had me thinking for a very long time, last night and the night before and the night before, and be honest with you, I just couldn't find an answer to that. I did some research, and some people did explain to me that we were created in the image of God, where it's the ability to reason that we got from God. that separated us from all the animals, because he created us and all the animals at the same time, but he created us in his image, not the animals. And when he created us in his image, that means that we were given the ability to reason, and that's the only thing that would distinguish us from the animals. To me, it made sense, but it still like felt like there was something still missing in that answer. Maybe if someone knows better than me, I'm more than happy to listen if you have a better explanation, right? But I guess it's something to think about, especially if you're a guy that likes to dwell, or a girl that likes to dwell on religion all the time, right? So it's just a lot of questions, man. Because, like I said, if you know what was missing out of you, why wouldn't you just go ahead and take it and finish it, and just be complete? But I also get the idea that the chase is more exciting than the conclusion, if that makes sense. So think about it like a story, and you're the protagonist of this story, and you spend all of your life like chasing, say for example, Prince Peach, right? That's what Mario does, doesn't he? He chases after Peach the entire story, and you've got this one thing that you're chasing the whole time. People play the game because you're chasing. You're chasing Prince Peach. You wouldn't play the game if there wouldn't be no game if Mario had Peach. If Bowser didn't decide to be an asshole, right? There wouldn't be no game if Bowser didn't exist. So there's no point. So would there be life if there wasn't no Peach? No, would there be life if there was? Would there would there be life if there was no chase? Is what I'm trying to say. Because like you exist for a reason, and you could spend your whole life looking for that reason, and you could not find it. Sometimes you literally couldn't find it, and that's okay. I mean, that's not okay to be honest with you, but that's what keeps people going. Once you lose your reason to keep going and look after something, once you lose that drive, you're half dead. I think, my opinion at least. So yeah, I get it. Like maybe perfection isn't what we should look after. Maybe we shouldn't look after it as much as we should, because perfection as an idea is good. It's good to have in your head that I need to perfect everything in my life, because it gives you a reason to go after what you want. But at the same time, it, you could probably also accept that you will never become perfect. Or you can try. Hey, you can try, because then if you say that I can never be perfect, what's the point? Right? I think you could. You could be almost perfect. You could pull it off, like you could try to be better, because this is the thing. You don't mix trying to be better with imperfection. They're not the same thing. Sucking and being absolute dog shit at something is not the same thing as being imperfect. You sucking is just you sucking. You're bad. So you need to get better. Being imperfect is you trying and improving, but still not being 100% good at what you do. Or not good, just one of the greatest. Because even the greatest are not perfect, man. I'm pretty sure you all know the stats that they always pull out in these motivational ass quotes about Kobe, or I think Michael Jordan missing his decisive shots or something like that. Like, you could link it to anything in the world. Most people that are at the top level, they fucked up 100,000 times, right? But also at the same time, being incomplete can be beautiful in its own sense. Alright? And bear with me for a second. Just because you're incomplete doesn't mean that you're bad as you are right now. Like, yeah, you can keep trying to self improve, but you just sometimes is just fine. It's just fine. Because say you just start at something, you suck at it, that's fine. Say you have this one flaw about you, but it makes you unique. It makes you who you are, right? And I'm not saying it's like something major, like ooh, I'm a child molester. Sorry, it's my character trait, quirky like that. You know, you probably know what I mean already, but I'll try to make it a bit simpler. Think about Bach's or Bach, um, Art of Fugue. It's missing. It's missing its last piece, and so is Mozart's Requiem. They're both symphonies that were missing the last piece because both of these composers died before they could finish it. And the reason why they are very popular is because one, they're very beautiful, and two, people keep trying to finish it because they wonder how they would have finished it. And it's just this ongoing, never-ending guessing of how they would have finished it that no one would know. But they're so unique. Everyone knows about these symphonies because they're famous. And they're famous for being unfinished. They're famous for being imperfect, in a way. You know, if you go by the literal definition. Not only that, Charles Dickens, The Mystery of Edward Drood, which is kind of ironic. The Mystery of Edward Drood has the character of Drood going missing at some point in the story. And he just never returns because Charles Dickens didn't finish the story. I think he passed away before he could finish the story or something like that. And the mystery of Edwin Drood just remains the mystery of Edwin Drood, unsolved till this day. And people read it because it's intriguing. They want to know what happened, but they can never know what happened. Right? La Sagrada Familia in Barcelona is this big basilica, if you've probably seen it. It's the one that's always under construction. So whenever you see a photo of Barcelona, there's always this like big basilica, and it's under construction. It's been under construction for 100 and something years. And it's due to finish in 2026, but it's under maintenance. People visit it, people like it, people say it's unfinished. Da Vinci's The Adoration of the Magi, unfinished. It's an unfinished piece by Da Vinci. He didn't finish it because he left for Milan, and the painting just stayed there. And now it's at display. I forgot where, but it's in one of the museums. But the estimated value of the piece goes between anything between 300 million to 500 million, right? It's got that uniqueness to it. He didn't finish it, and so the price is slightly over what is the average for a Da Vinci piece. Usually it's anything between 150 to 300 to 500. This one is on the upper side, obviously. Right? So what I'm trying to say is it's not always so bad. And like I said, don't get it mixed with not being good enough. Don't get it mixed with self-improvement. Self-improvement is a whole different thing. It's you acknowledging that you're bad and doing something about it. Imperfection is you acknowledging that you have something missing and doing something about it. They're two different things. Being bad and having something missing is not the exact same thing. Okay? I'm glad we can get this out of the way. This is why I think it's a good thing. Being imperfect is a good thing. It's not a bad thing, in my opinion. I can't see what's totally bad about it because it gives you this drive to keep chasing, to keep getting better, to keep pushing forward, to essentially try to perfect yourself. Perfectionists are not bad. I like perfectionists. They want everything done to the point how they like, okay? And yeah, they're a bit how you going sometimes, but they seek it in everything they do. And I think everyone should strive to be a perfectionist. I'm just saying, right? Because if you do, then actually, what would it look like? What would a world of perfectly perfectionist people look like? See, even me right now trying to imagine it is difficult because I've got my own view on it. Like, I've got my own idea of how people would behave. I think everybody would be bumping Muhammad Salim everywhere they go. Damn, a perfectly perfect society. Yeah, I see it. I see it. I see people waving at each other. A lot of bald people. I don't know why. A lot of bald people. They're all bald. They're all waving at each other. A lot of people walk in the streets. So maybe cardiovascular health. A lot of people with drop top red cars. Yeah. What else? A lot of helicopters. Okay. Yet again, the people that are just blasting the music from their drop tops are just driving around the street. I see that too. Lara Croft. I don't know why. Just Tomb Raider. Damn. That's my perfect world. Okay. I saw a few aliens here and there, but that's just me. But what I'm trying to say is everyone's got their own idea of what a perfect world is, and you can't take that away from anyone. So you can only imagine. So that's a beautiful thing because I have my own idea of what a perfect world would look like. You got your own idea of what a perfect world would look like. Another person got their own idea. You mesh all of these up together, and then we coexist in the same society with our own different concepts, our own different ideas, our own different standards and virtues and morals. But they share that they're all aimed at the same greater good. Does that make sense? So, in a perfectly perfect world, I wouldn't aim at trying my best to go out of my way to hurt somebody. Does that make sense? So I try to be better for me, and then I expect the other person that they're good for them, and as a byproduct, we're good for each other. Does that, yeah, makes sense, I guess. But the world we live in is not perfect, so we're just gonna keep killing each other until then. We're just kind of fine, like it's natural selection. I say that like the first thing that came to my mind when I said natural selection is drive-bys, but is drive-bys a natural selection? I don't know. Technically, yes, because a car can be considered a catalyst. Like if think about it like this, like what is natural selection? The weak gets overruled by the strong, right? And if we're talking like literally, the weak is the person on ground, the strong is in the car because they have a advantage. So technically, I think it is, yeah, natural selection. Natural, it's not really natural because you're forcing who you're choosing. You're kind of picking and choosing, unless you go out of your way and go ba 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 to random people. That's more like it. I mean, that's not more like it, but you know what I mean. There's also this idea that if you are perfect, you wouldn't need any help, right? If you find what's missing, if you put that piece, that one last piece in its place, then you've just completed the puzzle. There's no need for you to exist anymore, right? You're not gonna need relationships. You're not gonna need humans. You're not gonna need animals. You're not gonna need nature. None of that is necessary anymore. You've become complete, right? But yet again, if all the animals were fed, if all the trees were watered, if all the people were happy, what kind of world are we living in? Like, is there a need for that world? Is there a need for us to exist in the world? Like, a lot of people shit on humans and they go, we screwed up the world and we're, we the cancer of the world and we did more damage than good. Dude, it's literally created for us. Right? I don't get this argument. We are consumers. We are the biggest consumers on earth. God looked at Adam and he went, "You see all of that? Yeah, that's all yours. Go fuck it up." Well, he didn't say that, but like, he told him it's all yours, and then Adam low-key fucked up. But he did say it's all yours, except for that one tree, and then Adam just, YOLO. But that's what I'm trying to say. Like, if everything is made for humans' consumption, we still try to give back, right? Humans still this day try to, yeah, I see the videos where they're chopping down trees in places that they shouldn't, and sometimes we do overstep. We do fuck with nature when we should have, where we shouldn't have sometimes. But for most cases, I think it's justified because you need us to keep going. I don't see any person going, yeah, don't cut that tree so you don't have to burn that paper, so you don't have to create fire so my child dies. Right? It's just counterintuitive. It's just stupid. We're consumers, dude. That's what we do. Matter of fact, you're consuming right now. I love Earth. I love the nature. I love sitting down and just breathing clean air. That's why we shouldn't fuck with some of the things that we do fuck with. We did overstep sometimes. I agree. Like, so I remember one time I was sitting in my car and it was a summer night and all I could see was just lightning. And you shouldn't see lightning on a summer night in Australia. It was something like September, November, something like that. Then I see lightning, then I see clouds, and I knew it was artificial. I knew for a fact it was artificial because it was near the countryside of Melbourne, and it was kind of outside the city. And I was just sitting in my car, and it's not realistic for that time, for that event to happen. Maybe I'm wrong, right? Maybe I'm wrong. That was natural, and I'm just not as knowledgeable as I think on fucking physics, right, and chemistry and biology. But I don't think so. As far as my knowledge goes, I could take a wild guess and go, yeah, that was artificial. And even if it wasn't, there is artificial, natural disasters, right? That's what we shouldn't do. And I guess, like, some of them, they say that, oh, it's to revive something in the ground or something like that. Like, I get that some of the things they do, they're intentional so that they can do something better in the long run, right? But yeah, sometimes we just fuck with some things that we shouldn't fuck with. And it's scary. That's the thing, because you don't know what's in Pandora's box until you open it, sometimes. Like, we're just guessing. The scientists that do these kind of experiments are as clueless as you are, trust me, and as I am. They do the calculations. We do the they do the calculations. They know what they're talking about, 100%. But at the end of the day, it's an estimation. It's a guess. There's always a chance that we can fuck shit up, and there's always a chance that we can fuck shit up pretty bad. Oof. Fucked up my neck, dude. I keep getting put in rear naked chokeholds, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I hate it. Because I kept getting, like, right here, pain in my neck. I'd rather be put in an armbar. I'd rather be put in a heel hook. I'd rather be put in a dash lock, but just not a rear naked. Please, not a rear naked. Because an armbar, I can just, after the training, my arm is going to be sore and feel like a bitch for like 10 minutes, and after that, I'm all good. But a fucking knee. Oh my god. A rear naked chokehold, the second day you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it bad. Especially if the dude doesn't know what he's doing. They're going to grab you like right here on the jaw and right underneath the jaw. And it's not your actual neck, so you're gonna wake up with pain. And if you don't stretch out properly, dude. I woke up today and I was like, is this a sore throat or is it just me getting my ass kicked last night? Could have been both. Okay. But that's one of the things that I suck at. It's not that I'm imperfect. It's just that I'm bad. Yeah. But you try to improve and you try to be better at what you're doing so that next time you're better. And you keep going until you're better and better and better and better. Okay? And you're gonna go, sometimes you're gonna go worse, actually. Sometimes you're gonna go backwards. And it happens. Not all the time you're gonna go forward and you're gonna get better. No. Sometimes you do it strategically. Sometimes you do it accidentally because you're an utter fool. You're an idiot. You're a waste man. You're stupid. Your brain doesn't work. Oh shit. Your brain doesn't work. You're an idiot. And sometimes it's just accidental, like sometimes it's strategical. You take a step back so you can take 2 steps ahead. It's kind of stupid now thinking about it. Why would you take a step back if you could have just taken another step? Now you're at the same point. Okay, you take a step back so you can take 3 steps ahead. That's more like it. Okay. Yeah, if you couldn't tell already, I suck at math. I don't suck at it. I'm just bad. I'm bad. Like I can put 1 and 2 together, but I'm just bad. And I think this is one of the things that if I continued with math, I would have been a genius. But I left math in the middle of my life and I said, fuck this. I don't want to have to deal with this anymore because it's not bringing me joy in my life. Now thinking about it, I probably should have kept it because I like math. I like it. It's like problem solving. I like problem solving. But no, man. Too late now. Too late to look back and go, what could have done? What could have been? Because I went to uni and everyone was good at uni and I wasn't good at uni, especially not the chemistry and math part. But it's all good. We move. See, that's me taking a step back strategically so I can take 3 steps ahead because I do what I like right now. And it's definitely not maths. I didn't like the episode from last week, so I just said, fuck it. I'm not going to put it out. I'm not going to put out something that I don't like. Because if I don't like it, how do I expect people to like it, It's the idea with everything. If you don't like what you do, how do you expect people? If you don't like yourself, how do you expect people to like you? You can apply it to anything. It's not just that. If you think you're a shitty person, you hate yourself, how do you expect other people to love you? How do you expect other people to like you? Key thing is, there's always room for improvement and to be better. And this microphone just wants to cuddle, I guess. Yeah. There's always room to be better. So if you're not watching the video, if you're on the audio, this mic just keeps trying to fall on my chest. There we go. There's always room to be better, to get better, and excel. Apart from that, I should be out. Try to keep this short and sweet, because I don't want to say too much. I don't want to yap too much. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Spectrum, for every single time, dude. Thank you, Spectrum, for providing us. Thank you, Spectrum, for providing the space. Thank you, Axan, for helping me with the project. Thank you for listening, And if you have any questions, if you have any ideas from this episode that you want to discuss with me, feel free to reach out on the podcast's Instagram or on mine. I'm always happy to help or chat. Apart from that, thank you for making it all the way down. Have a good one and take care.